Dude, pointed stick.
Pointed stick! Pointed stick!
Pointed stick.
Pointed stick.
Pointed stick?
Pointed stick!
Whoa, pointed stick.
That pointed stick.
Pointed stick!
Pointed stick. We don't have any time for your trolling behavior on this channel. It just isn't welcome here. And so, good riddance to you.
All right. So here we go. So I wanted to go and look at a little bit of this stuff, the Hancock stuff, and I kind of wanted to walk through it a little bit. Not going to get through it all, obviously. I don't want to go through 80 minutes of starting and stopping, but did want to go through this a little bit slower than normal. What I did last time. So I'm going to go through this. I'm going to play this and just kind of start and stop it a little bit. It's as I feel like it. I mean, yeah, we'll see what we see. Oh, and just a heads up, the reason that this dude knew that this was footage, I mean, the main reason that sticks out to know that this wasn't Bitsco, and I can't believe I didn't see this when I first watched this thing, and is that little left-hand side, that little cable hanging down or whatever that is. Yeah, that's not Bitsco. That's not part of the Bitsco footage. That's how they figured this out, that this existed. And here we get a nice little view of the tub of chairs, and I have a little burn mark there. It's hard to say, but yeah, that's what we got going on. You see all the bullets in the background. See the window. Get a pretty good look at the NRAM monitor right there and what that was looking at. I don't know what to expect out of that, because I don't know what position that camera's in. Yes, it's face down the hallway, but it doesn't look like it right there, to be honest with you. What we got? What we got on the table? We got there's all the cards in front of the monitor. His wallet. Looks like his wallet's open. His wallet's open. I don't know if Levi had already messed with the wallet at this point. Again, I don't know how much time has gone by that they've been in this room. It's 11:38, so that means they've been in the room about 17, 18 minutes. So they've been in and out of here a little bit. So he could have moved that already. That could have been something that Levi opened up. I don't know. I'd have to look at the other body cam. In the background, we see the shield up against the wall up there. The holster, I guess, is this kind of black mass right here. This little white cell phone looking thing, whatever. That is the Baby Sense monitor, from my understanding. Yeah, so that's the baby camera. No, the calculator, that's okay. That's good explanation, or a good definition of it. No, what that is that's the Baby Sense baby camera monitor, whatever. That's what that is. And I only know that because we looked it up back in the day, way back in the day, and that's what it comes with. So you got on the chair, obviously. Where's the second cell? Oh, the second cell phone's behind the glove up there. You got the roll of tape right there, which, you know, it's placed in a weird spot for what he was doing. You'd think all this this counter would be action space here, stuff he was using and utilizing throughout the night. I don't know why there's tape up there. Binoculars, I get that. That's what we got there so far. All right, so there we get a little scene of the computer that, you know, let's see if we can get a better. It's hard. You know, it looks like what that looks like is that looks like a some sort of program with a a button on it that is like a recording program of some form. So we're expecting, I guess is a good term for it, that this computer was used for the peephole camera, right? So that's and of course it's disconnected at this point, I believe. I don't know at this point, but it was disconnected in the final reports. The door is sitting on its side, so I don't know. But yeah, it wouldn't be looking at much at this point. But I believe that's what that is. That's the is that the Acer? I don't remember. It's either an Acer or an Asus laptop. And that, like I said, the program on it looks like a typical recording program or something. I mean, you could probably argue that it's a I don't know, not Zoom. I don't think, Zoom wasn't really a thing back then. But I believe Skype. I don't think, Skype didn't look like that. Skype didn't have a recording thing like that, interface like that. So that's not what that is. It's some sort of, looks like record. What it looks like to me, because people have argued this with me, what it looks like is, if you take your camera, you record video, you turn it sideways. That's what that looks like. A little button on the bottom to hit the record. So that's the the thing from the heater, cooler, or whatever the hell that is, has a Luxor sticker on the side. But yeah, we're not seeing much there. All right, we get a little bit of a look. Obviously, the ice chest has something in it. Supposedly, what was in it was a ski mask. I think it's a ski mask is what they labeled it as in the report. And I think there was something else in there, and I can't remember what the hell it was. The baby camera monitor is up, or the baby camera is up here somewhere in this mess. Also, that's the vase. We're assuming that's the vase that he purchased, put the flowers in, the fake flowers, whatever. You got a big old piece of the door sitting right there. But all in all, this room looks like it did in the photos, the crime scene photos. The guns are kind of placed in the same spot. Maybe that's the camera right there. It's sitting right in front of that vase. That's possible. So that's very well possible. But yeah, all in all, watching this, the room pretty much looks like it did in the fit report photos. I believe this back here behind this monitor, I kind of paused in the bad spot because he moves around a lot. But I believe that is the fire extinguisher. Yeah, I believe that was like fire extinguisher is what that was. I believe someone tracked down exactly what type that was too.
I counted 13 monitors. There's one right
Control
there.
Zebra 20. Control Zebra 20. Copy some information on a potential name possibly related with the suspect.
So there's the phone charger, the weird charger thing. I don't know what that's to. I have no idea what that's to. But I'm wondering if that's a weird charger. They're saying, there was some big conspiracy that some guy died, a couple days after this event, that built some sort of phone charger or whatever. You'll notice here that the one camera, or the one phone that we can see the back of, has the camera obviously taped over. So this guy was a little delusional and paranoid. The phone that's face up looks like you got some fingerprints on there, probably created by all the dust and stuff. The holster's always kind of a weird thing to me because why did he have, well, I guess you carry your gun in a holster, I guess, but yeah, why is the holster on the counter, man? Why didn't he have that shit on his hip?
There was a player's card that was out.
Now that little notepad right there next to the like I said, what you listed as a looking like calculator thing. That notepad, I wonder if that's a notepad said turn off cell phones, because I don't think we've ever really gotten a definitive explanation of where exactly that was at. And you see here, we don't have a lot of images from this side of the counter. It looks like this guy's got a lot of shit plugged in back there. He's got that plug thing fucking taken out, man. That's he's got a couple things plugged in there. It looks like they're leaning down. Underneath the counter, looks like you got a towel back here. I don't know what that is. I don't think we really get a very good view of this this angle from any pictures.
On the countertop next to the wallet of the suspect.
Could be a reflection. That could be a reflection.
It's a 419 break. It is a M Life Platinum player's card with the name of.
I wonder what this is up here. I guess that's the power supply. Is that the power supply? A power supply or an extension cord or something that's sitting up here by the behind the laptop, up on that little part of the bar right there. Not sure what that is.
Of Mary Lou Danley. Mary, Adam, Robert, Ida, Lincoln, Ocean, Union. Last name is Danley. David, Adam, Nord, Lincoln, Easy Yellow.
They live together. I checked the address.
Okay. Where did you see?
I saw she got chicks in this room.
Okay.
Let's see. With this this little box here, not sure what that box is. I think a lot of this is trash from him loading the magazines. I know a lot of what was in that trash can was boxes and trays from loading the magazines. If you look at the report for the evidence, you know, you'll see tray, and they'll say box. You know, most of that, I believe, was the trays that the bullets came in and the boxes the bullets came in. We do see them on the fit report, the boxes from. Now, just out of curiosity, real quick here. When he goes back, okay, so that's all garbage. What's behind the chair there? You have something behind the chair there? Looks like I might have something behind the chair. Yeah, not sure what the hell that is. Right there. Not sure what this is. Looks like a bag. Someone was arguing that there was a bag that was missing, a red one. That's possible. That could be it. So, yeah, that's his mask. You see him put the mask down on the bed, and then this looks like his. I'm guessing that's the laptop case. I mean, that's kind of what that looks like. You know, someone was saying that they thought it was that the cops put that down, that was Levi's bag or something like that. But I don't think that is. I think that is actually Paddock's either kind of a weird briefcase or a computer case.
Chicks in her name.
But there is no computer on the bed here, unless it's in that bag right there. So there was some confusion about there being a computer that was open on the bed.
They live together in Mesquite.
Control 020. It looks like that name I gave you shares an address with the suspect. We can give you that address if you if we need to send units there. What is?
So they're going to blank out the address, and I can tell you what the address is. And I know a lot of, there's a lot of people that are going to put some behind a lot of the editing that went involved in this, but you got to understand that the person who dealt with this, who edited this, was not involved in this whatsoever. My understanding, I mean, what I got from that person was they weren't even probably in, working in Vegas as a cop at the time of this incident. I don't think she was. So, because none of these people knew who Levi Hancock was. They really had a hard time figuring out what I was even talking about. I had to kind of really explain things. So I don't think a lot of these people really know much about this incident outside of what's probably common knowledge.
Just like me.
And that's going to be the same as his driver's license address as well.
So a license was out of the wallet. That's weird. That's just strange. So I wonder if on the first run through he took that out of the wallet already, if that was already accessible. You see the curtain is open right there. That curtain wasn't open on the breach. When Bitsko first goes in, that was closed. Yeah. So somebody opened that up. Looks like what we got on there is a reflection. It doesn't look like we're looking outside there. Yeah, definitely a reflection. And then we get a little bit of, here's a couple of suitcases with magazines, stack of magazines next to it. And I mean, that stack of magazines, that's pretty much perfect, dude. It doesn't look like he really used any of those. He only reloaded twice, I believe. We got two of the guns that one had, I believe, somewhere around 144 rounds, if I remember right. One had 156 rounds that was fired out of it. And the others were, all the AR-15s were used except for one. And that one is, I believe, behind the, it's on the counter behind the laptop that's open.
Hey, do you see any reason we need to be in here at this point?
Nope.
Okay, yeah, let's just back out.
We need to get armor for those bags over there.
Yeah.
They're clear.
He took a look at them.
What's inside with the wires? A vibrator. Huh? A vibrator. Is it really? And the other one is just a power cord, power strip. Nothing else in it.
Now that right there, that little thing in front of him, that's the open and close the windows. There's those, because I've seen them. I've stayed in some of these rooms, and that's exactly what they look like. It's just a bunch of buttons, but there's so many on there, man. He control all those windows, obviously, because there's a shit ton of curtains in that room. Okay, so this, I believe, and I was straightened out on this, I believe this is his charge on the door. I believe this is the breaching charge that he's about to pick up. I believe all this blue stuff is the tape that he taped the charge up with. I could be wrong, but I believe he's picking up, what do you call it, an activator or something like that. I believe that's what he picks up right here and messes with. It's not the vibrator, because I thought it was a vibrator at first, to be honest with you. Do I think he acted alone? I think, what it looks like to me is that it honestly looks like he acted, he did the shooting, right? That's what it looks like. It looks like this motherfucker, Paddock, or whoever you want to say his body belongs to that's in this room. I'm going to say Paddock unless someone can prove it different, but it looks to me like he did this, right? He shot out that window. Whether you want to say he had an accomplice or not, that is definitely something that's up for debate. With the door logs of the 933, I believe it was, the night of, and somebody opening the door from the inside while somebody was outside scanning key cards. Yeah, that definitely leads to me believing that there was somebody else, at least in or around the room, dude. There were two people, at 933. If that's completely accurate, we've gone through and we've messed with those doors. I stayed out there, you know, in one of these suites one day, and we were messing with the second door, the dummy door that's on there. And there was a lot of talk about, well, if you could just push the dummy door open, right? If you know, it's kind of nonsensical. If the main door was unlocked or whatever, you can push the dummy door open. No, you can't. You can't. The dummy door is locked. I forget how it unlocks, but there's a way there. You could unlock it. It's just you had to do it physically, manually. So I don't think that was the thing, to be honest with you. And I think if you did detach that dummy door, nobody's been able to answer this. I think what would happen is if you were able to open that dummy door for any reason, you would have a door log of the main door being open, right? And it would probably say that the door was open from the inside because there's no key card swipe. Therefore, you know, because of what we see in the breach, you know, at 11:20, we see the door open from the inside. Well, I think the reason it said the door is open from the inside, even though it was blasted off by explosives, was because there was no key card swipe and the door all of a sudden opened. So the computer spits out that the door is open from the inside because there's no way it could have been open from the outside due to there being no key card swipe. That's just my interpretation of it. So you see the guns on the bed, you know, like I said, most of this does look like it does look like the photos we have. It does look like the photos we have for sure. The fact that his little actuator or whatever was dropped right here, that's interesting. That's interesting. And not sure why the tape would be there if that's what that blue stuff is, because he peels it off this thing.
What's this here?
That's mine. That's mine. Will you do me a favor? Pick that up.
So this tells me Levi most likely when he blasts that door open, because we don't know, was probably in this little alcove right here, in this little hallway. That would make the most sense. The problem I have is, where was O'Donnell? Because O'Donnell's the one that fired the shots into, into that room, that area. So that's something that's always been contested. It's always been debated. It's always been a problem, is where the fuck was O'Donnell? Because I don't know. To me, that would be interesting to know.
That's what he was doing.
So they mentioned the drill. He's asking what the drill's doing right there. Okay, we do see the cables are unattached right there. They're detached. So I believe those are going to the I believe those are going to the peephole cam, right? And then it looks like he probably wrapped them in a towel or put a towel down there so he wouldn't trip over it when he was running down this hallway.
You're last.
Do you see he's got something set up?
Yeah. We saw the cameras. It's cameras.
Is that camera down there
Yeah.
on the floor? Okay.
We saw it when we breached this door. It was something. We knew it was something. But dude, I had to get a charge on this door. With all the other shit going on, I felt like we had to see if we got a response from this
Cover
guy.
that door while you're doing that.
Yeah.
We had you covered down here.
Okay, and then that's it for the room. I believe they don't go back in the room for the rest of this. Now we just have a lot of banter and stuff like that.
That was fucking ridiculous.
Yeah. All right, are you guys gonna keep playing this way?
Pardon?
The rest of the other two, yeah.
Sarge, we're good. You can clear everybody else.
Now I'm not complaining, but it's always funny to me that they're not allowed to show the officers' faces, but they're allowed to show civilians' faces. That seems kind of strange to me.
That you need to actually, let's leave. Can you give me at least 2 bodies to at least stay here? You guys stay here. Nobody else in and out. Listen, let's go. In case we got multiple places, we got to go.
They just said a man with a rifle walking into below.
Hey, where is my gear bag? Is it down the stairs still?
They brought it up here.
I got other gear bags up there.
One on their channel.
Let's hold it until we get down there.
What's that?
This one, the green one?
Yeah, I need to get my initiator. Did you grab that one? That one? Okay. I don't want them thinking it's a pipe bomb. Let me get my.
I'll do whatever. Where do you guys want?
Hey, will you hold that for me for a second?
Gregor, you want to stay there? I'll stay here with you.
I don't know where my other initiator went.
Might be down there. I'm on the shop.
Hey, did somebody else pick up my other initiator?
The one that was in the hallway?
Yeah,
I don't think so.
What are you're talking about? Hold on.
my plant, yeah. You know what, that's fine. I'm not worried. Listen, I'm not.
This right here.
Yes, yeah, sorry.
You walked right by it, bro.
Thanks for your help,
Yeah,
man.
no worries.
So the initiator was the little round thing that they picked up out of the hallway. The guy with the shield picked that up. It was next to his shield. I don't know what the other thing was he picked up next to the bags, but I'm sure it had something to do with the explosive.
Let's go.
Yep.
All right, so there we get a good look at the cart. Obviously, we got a breeze blowing at it. I hate beating the dead horse, but damn it, that's the broken window evidence right there. We definitely see that there's a breeze on that cart right there. We saw it in the Bitsco footage as well, so this is kind of pointless. And so it's beating a dead horse, but it is what it is. And you can see it blowing. There's definitely a breeze going down that hallway at this point.
Thank you.
So was that Levi's glove on the plate? Because that glove stayed there, man. Did he leave his glove on that plate? I don't know.
Hey, Sarge, are you staying here?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Is there anything you guys want me to do?
You know what, real quick? I want to go back.
Thank you.
So is that 129 right there? I think it is. Look at the marks. Look at all these marks. You got one there. You got two next to the door. And there was I believe the baby was in this room. Am I right or wrong? I don't know if the baby was in this room or the girl was in the nanny. The nanny might have been. I don't remember which was which. But yeah, you can see some of the marks right here. That supposedly this little alcove right here, I believe this is it. This is the one that took 11 strikes. So there should be 11 bullets, lodged within this little area right here. This little tiny slip of alcove right here, which is pretty crazy considering the guy was shooting through a blind door at this area. Dude, even the hallway right there was chewed up. Look at that.
Thank you.
Yeah, right there. You got some, looks like you got some marks on that wall right there. That was a little chewed up.
Hey, Sarge, are you staying here?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Levi's got his gloves on. He's not wearing the same gloves that were on that plate. So there's definitely that glove on the plate. I don't know where that came from. It's in the fit report. It's in the photos.
Is there anything you guys want me to do?
Control 020. Who's that, Sergeant?
Mashco 6775 Victor.
What number is that? Can't see it. 129, 128. Isn't this exactly where Shuck was? So 128, 129, or is this Campos? I can't fucking remember anymore. I can't remember any of this stuff anymore. One of them I think hit over here between this would be what, 129 and 131, I believe. But if it's Campos, that's where Campos said he was, and he was actually on the other side with it. On the left-hand side. Can't remember offhand.
Control 020. The fire alarms went off on our floor when the explosive breach went off break. We're also leaving this room with Sergeant Matchko and Mike.
Hey, look at that. Like, if you think about this, right? You look at it and you think Campos was huddled up in one of these little alcoves over there. Campos ain't a small dude, man. And these cops, I mean, they're up against that wall right there. Our left-hand side, they barely fit in there. So this guy, he was definitely up on his feet, hugging that door, while bullets were flying down that hallway. At least during the Shuck shots, he would have been huddled up against that.
My team is going to go downstairs, so if we need to redeploy.
And you see kind of, when it gets out of the blur, you can see what Campos's view would have been of the hallway and how far down he would have seen, down this direction when Shuck showed up.
And 34.
All right.
No, 4138, that's, or 238. I think it's 4238, if I remember right. Something like that. But yeah, that's a mystery. That's going to be a mystery. Yeah, see how long that hallway is? That's a long ass hallway, man. What are we looking at here?
You good?
Yep.
Okay.
Damn it. Oh, numbers. Looks like I might have said 114, but I couldn't tell.
Yeah. Hey, where's our CP at? Do you know?
CP is at the front. The CP for this is the front parking lot of South Central.
We'll figure it out. You coming with? You guys coming with?
Absolutely, yeah. Do they want this? Is that one you want to go here? No, it's across the street from that side. Nice job. Have we figured out 29 involved at all? No, I think that was just the guesswork.
I'm thinking it was only that guy.
Yeah, because Jair,
I hope
he's
so.
out there. Did you see any other broken windows
I
besides
see
that
a lobby.
That was across the street on the boulevard.
Did Jair see any more broken windows?
No, he just said those
See
two.
him? Oh, crap. Okay, good. So, yeah, so we're clear.
I didn't lose my glasses.
Okay, where are we going? He's alone.
Ground floor, please.
Everybody else is. But there's people down.
Here, so Dave, I'll take that.
We're doing the bedroom.
Thanks for your help, dude. Appreciate it. You too.
Yeah.
I don't think we have any other option. I've had to blow that door. With
No,
everything else
that's
going
not
on.
like when we were hearing others going
Yeah.
off, it was like we got to do it.
See if we get a reaction.
That's good.
You guys were hearing shots from that room?
Dude, my simplex never worked once coming in the building.
No,
Really?
no, I was having trouble. You wouldn't have gotten on anyways.
We weren't hearing you, and we couldn't let you know that we were there.
We were told he was on the 27th.
We were hearing Kevin on.
So they said right there, and I know there was some confusion. We were talking about this last night a little bit. He said something about, we were told he was on the 27th floor or something, I think is what he said, Bitsko. But of course, the Bitsko footage ends, I believe, after the brief, so we don't have this on his footage. But I believe that's what he just said right there. We were told he was on the 27th or something of that nature. Some of that nature. So that kind of explains why, they were kind of confused and on the wrong floors and stuff like that. And then you have Levi saying his radio wasn't even working the whole time. He's been up here. So they're having definitely communication issues. He did run it down. He said, is it just that one broken window? And I believe the other cop in there, he said, yeah, did you see that window in the bedroom? It was overlooking the strip.
29 started going to clear away.
You know if you guys have switched down.
Threw my back out there too.
Well, it's not going to be any better now. You first, Corey.
Do you guys know where RCP's at?
South Central.
It's at South Central.
Yeah. So go to our.
What's Hudson's call sign?
Looks like we have a small stage right out there. What's the status of the casino?
Can you get a hold of them? Yeah. Can you find out if we need to redeploy somewhere?
Team or what? No, they're walking out all the old days.
You guys have it on rails if you want. We're up.
Okay.
Checking to see if the casualties are out.
What's that?
If the casualties from in here are out yet.
Andre, I got Bates right now.
I think the only casualties we had was in the hall from the security guard.
Nothing in the
I
casino.
don't know if there was anything in the casino. Everything he was shooting. He was shooting. Yeah.
We just came down the elevator.
I don't have his cell phone number. It's 604 Victor, I think. Okay. Maxwell.
Communication was so bad that night with these guys that obviously he's talking about having to use his cell phone. I mean, that kind of tells you how many problems they were having with radios that night.
Go ahead.
Are you talking to CP?
Hey, it's across from the K9 office in South Central.
Okay. Are they saying we need to redeploy it all?
They're not saying yet. We got
Where's your cars? Let's go. If we need to deploy, then we can get on your rails and go.
We got one car here.
You got one? Wait, okay. You guys want to get your car and let's meet over there?
Coming here now, so we're waiting
Who?
for them.
Okay. Then you guys want to deploy together? Okay. Come on, Sean.
Yeah, you can hear him right there keying the mic, dude. And every time he keys the mic, it does that that sound, that little buzzing, that beeping sound. That's yeah. I got mics at work that do the exact same thing. If it's in a dead zone, it'll do that. Usually you turn it off, turn it back on, and it fires right up. But I don't know.
That's out.
This dude's walking around with his hands over his head, man. Hands up, don't shoot. That's hilarious. And they don't even give a fuck about him. They're just ignoring him. Well, there's the Orchid Lounge. If you're ever, I think we hear some chatter about that on the radios or whatever. This is the Orchid Lounge, obviously. It's got the signs for it.
Yes, sir. Okay. Okay, sir. I left that room in possession of Sergeant Matchko. I took all of our SWAT personnel. We're down at the ground floor now of Mandalay, just in case we need to redeploy, because with everything else going on. Yes. Okay.
Wait, hold on. I'm a little behind, but the reason the linen on the car is blowing is because when the building goes into alarm, the exhaust fan at the top of the stairwells kicks in. It's called stair pressurization. If that was true, then every time the door closed in the stairwells, that cart would stop blowing, and it never stops blowing through the whole thing. And pressurizing stairwells like that, I don't know. I don't know enough about that, but as far as whether that's a thing or not, but it seems to me that blowing air into a fire during something like that would be a little problematic.
Yeah, hang on. I'm talking to Hudler. Hey, do you need us to redeploy anywhere else? Okay. Okay. Yeah. So listen, hey, we're going to go with the canine officers we have, and then that way we can roll out if we need to. I've got Sean O'Donnell, Brazahan, and Corey were with me. They were going to grab their vehicles and meet us over by Shark Reef with canine vehicles in case we need to redeploy. Yeah, yep, this goes with me. No, not Malia. Yeah, we've got 4. And we've got. I'm on a convention center. My simplex was not working. So get to SWAT 1. SWAT 1. O'Donnell's going to SWAT 1. We're Zebra 20. All right. Bye.
Let's see what else you guys say. Also, the reason building didn't go into alarm during the shooting is because smoke detectors in the room are programmed to send an alert to security in case of a false alarm. I can see that. That I can see.
Okay. We're going to your vehicle. Actually, you know what? I've got charges in my vehicle. I'm going to take Sean and go to my vehicle. We'll meet you over at Shark Reef. Yep, and that's where Corey and those guys are supposed to meet you as well. All right? Sean, you're with me.
Man, I hate it when they play background music. It's going to get me in trouble. But I don't want to mute it completely.
Hey, I'm good. I can't talk right now, though. Yep. Okay. Yeah. Yep. Okay. Bye.
So one other thing to note is it's really the first time Levi really messed with his phone through this whole thing. So it goes back up there. We don't see anything after it goes back up there. So it's possible that the photos were leaked. If in fact they were actually leaked by him, or were done later at night. Although we do miss, like I said, 18 minutes or so of the breach. So
You're on SWAT 1, right? Okay. That's fine. Just one of us on SWAT 1. I'm on Convention Center. You good? That motherfucker.
it's crazy to me they didn't think to stop the music in this place, man. You would think, but I guess those people are probably running for their lives too, thinking they were next. The amount of chaos that happened this night is astounding, because they couldn't find security. He says somewhere in this, it took him like 15 minutes to get up there. Levi does. So, yeah, the amount of just insanity that was happening, within the structure of even this hotel was pretty maddening.
You're good. I need to get out to the street. Where do I go? I need to get out to the street. How do I get out to Hacienda? Hacienda, how do I get out to Hacienda? What?
I just want to grab my phone. I'm working this spot.
How do I get out to Hacienda Street right here? Let's go down here. I'm down to the left. You guys got somewhere to go. I would suggest you go.
Can we be overhang?
Yeah, I didn't realize you said that, Mike. Yeah, I agree, man. You'd think they would have killed the music at some point. But like I said, obviously this is very uncoordinated. They weren't ready for this.
You good?
Yeah.
God damn it. Let's go.
What's up with the hats, dude? Why you got a million hats on your thing there? That's crazy.
Hey, please be advised the Fox News is headed towards the east side of the festival lot. If somebody can push them back, please. They're filming all of the stuff that's going on back there.
You good, brother? Yeah. All right, we're going to go over and get with them. I don't think it's anybody but that guy.
I don't either.
I think he acted alone.
So to me, that was always interesting, right? Because it's very hard to get any of these police to talk. And I've actually tried to reach out to a couple that are friends of friends that know some of the cops that were police officers in Vegas during this time. And getting someone to talk is a pain in the ass, dude. Nobody wants to talk about what happened that night. And, you know, to hear firsthand of a cop talking to another cop about what he thinks happened that night, it's interesting.
Oh, jeez.
Can you imagine? That was a fucking arsenal, bro.
Yeah, all 308, huh?
Yeah.
Gary is doing a great job.
Now that he's wrong about. It wasn't 308s. They were, 223s? And, yeah, that's the majority of what he fired.
Find them that underneath the state responsibly of Ethan and there. Ethan's flying over that highway in front of the store.
Hoover's still running around, dude. Hoover's all over Twitter these days. And he goes back and forth between conspiracies. He did a lot of COVID stuff, and then he did a lot of the Trump attempted assassination stuff. He's still running around. He's still running his mouth. And every time someone posts something about Vegas, he has to put his nose in it. So yeah, he's still around. He's still there. So they're talking about the bomb that was supposedly under the well, he said under the Sphinx, but at the Luxor, the I don't know, self-driving car or what, some sort of electric car that had wires hanging out the back of it because it's been damaged. But that's what they're talking about right there.
Negative 415.
Okay, so Bellagio just said there was a negative shooter at the Bellagio. With that's according to security. You know, took them a while to figure that out, though, man. That took a little bit. These guys walked through the whole casino before they figured that out.
Thank you. Everybody's got the one people got work.
I think it's just him.
What's that?
I think it's just him.
Yeah.
Air 2, 266 over to South Central. 744. Mandalay Bay, 3rd floor.
Fuck.
It's clear. We're moving to the 4th.
Okay, so there's a group about to hit the 4th floor, which is problematic, you know, with the reports later.
We copy that. All by there too. They're just south of here towards you guys.
You guys good?
He's here.
Yeah.
Other than that,
I don't think we could have done anything different, huh?
that was a good call. I mean, here's the deal. We're getting several reports.
Yeah.
We could work that for 2 hours. You had me.
Right.
him,
I
all
felt
worked
like we had what we
together
needed
so
to do. Plus, we didn't know if you had guys and people inside or what, you know?
I didn't know as soon as you pulled the door, I could see the gun with the bipod right
I know,
on the door.
yeah. Well, I was expecting, if anything, we would have probably gotten rounds.
Yeah, and that's why
Yeah.
I was, okay, he's not shooting rounds. So I got in there or something.
I did flip his camera over. The reason I didn't go in is when I looked in and I saw the same wire, so I held on that door in case as you guys were coming in from around behind us. That's why.
All right, hold on. I want to go back on that conversation a little bit.
We probably gotten rounds.
Yeah, and that's why I was, okay, he's not shooting rounds. So I got in there or something.
I did flip his camera over. The reason I didn't go in is when I.
Did he say I did flip his camera over? I didn't flip his camera over. I thought in the report he said he did, but I don't know.
I looked in and I saw the same wire, so I held on that door in case as you guys were coming in, coming around behind us. That's why I left.
Well, and so then you went in.
And then I went in after one. I stayed on the door. Because you were calling for one, so I saw.
So he's talking about the wire that was going into 134. So he's saying that he saw the wire going into 134 on the camera, and for that reason, he sat there with his gun on 134. Because we do see that in Bitsko's footage.
Fuck me. How many people down did you get? Do we have any idea? Well, with the rounds that he fired.
And he had like windage written down and all that. You want to hit? Are we waiting for? More?
Well, we got Corey and Brett were supposed to be coming over here, and we are going to roll under my call sign if we need to roll somewhere.
Okay.
I'll call Brett.
So we might want to go stage at the.
That guy. That's so weird.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I did.
There's an old white guy. His wife's dead. Yeah.
Right there, man. His wife's dead, guaranteed. So they probably thought that MLD was in that room somewhere with them. But I mean, they don't have a body for her, so it's a weird thing to say. Unless they think that she's sitting in the house, fucking gone. You know, I don't know.
I'm wondering if she's here.
I think he's acting alone.
The 405. I think he was switching guns to.
He had a little pistol next to him. See that?
Yeah, the little revolver. It sounds like preliminary security approached the door. He saw him on the camera, shot at them, and then fired the 405. Because no officers. I checked with the officers that got there. They heard the shots from below.
And the way he had that camera set up, there was guys laying in the fucking hallway. You see him? You guys went up with me, right?
Yeah.
There's a dude laying it fucking prone out in the hallway.
Oh yeah, he's looking right down at him.
If he was a
He's talking shit about one of his other officers, which I wonder if they had words later. That's interesting. They did yell at that guy later, tell him get off the floor.
live, he would have taken those guys out.
Oh yeah, he would put around.
Corey.
Jesus, I was so mad because we're on like one floor below, and my phone kept ringing with the communicator. Finally, I said, "Someone take the front spot. I got to turn this shit off." It won't stop.
I'm wondering if Gary got off around because he's got a
Simplex working.
I'm not on
CP Zebra 20.
Go ahead.
Hey, listen, we were just outside of Shark Reef. We've got 2 K9 and one other SWAT guy with me. Corey and Brett were supposed to redeploy down to this location. Do you need us to deploy anywhere else?
They're moving to the concert venue where allegedly the shots started. And yeah, someone on SWAT 1 can hook up with Raw.
Copy. We'll take these 2 K9 and one other SWAT with me. We'll head that direction. He's on SWAT 1.
So he said in the concert where allegedly the shots started. So I know a lot of people could go nuts on that one. But it was said.
Brett, did you say you're with Raw?
Guys with the two at the ballet feature.
here, right?
We're on the south side of the beach.
Are you hearing them on SWAT 1? Who?
When you guys are done,
What's that?
He's talking to Roth right now.
Who is?
And
Okay. Get on there and ask him if he wants us to come over with him.
I'm gonna drink my water. That's a good idea. You guys need
Oh,
water?
yeah, I need one if you've got one.
Working for a while.
CP, Kevin. Go ahead, Kevin. I'm having a tough time, but go ahead. 3-7 and 3-6 are clear. We're making our way to 3-8.
Yeah, I believe Levi's right. Also, I believe that this dude did the shooting. As far as the shooting goes, but yeah, there's still some questions on whether someone knew about it. He talked to somebody about it. He had company sometime during this whole ordeal. It's hard to say. And that 933 thing, that night, that lock interrogation report, that's very problematic.
Copy. 3-8 and 3-9 are now being cleared.
Problem is, if somebody else LBSA likes to, always say that there's no overlapping gunfire, which he's absolutely correct about. We haven't found any overlapping gunfire, so that's problematic with a two-shooter scenario. If somebody else was in that room, how did they escape? That's very problematic as well. I've heard air conditioning vents, all kinds of stuff, but nothing seems to make sense in my mind as far as how someone would have gotten out of there without Campos seeing them, because you did have the bracket on the door that was verified by Campos. That's why he was up there in the first place, supposedly. That's why he went up into that foyer. So, if you had a bracketed stairwell, you couldn't get down the stairwell. The only exit is that 100-yard walk down that hallway or run down that hallway. And if Campos was up there, you walk by Campos, and Campos was up there. I believe Campos was up there at the very least before the last shots were fired. And Chuck, he was up there too, it seems like, because you do have radio chatter from me, though I haven't yet to spot him. But Chuck, he was supposedly up there too. So you had two people in that hallway. So at the very least, the last rounds had to have been fired from Paddock, or from whatever you want to say that body is in that room.
We're also out on Fulton on the Boulevard. Vegas
They need us? Huh?
No, not yet.
Okay. Fuck, I hate standing around.
I think this is time.
I think all the other stuff was people hearing stuff.
Yeah.
Freaking out.
I don't know if those two options are with us.
See, considering this is the night of the event, this is all happening in real time, these guys had a pretty good grasp on what became the narrative, whether you want to believe in it or not. They're stating here pretty much everything that happened, including, people in other hotels just, like you said, just freaking out and, whatever.
I'm glad you guys were there.
Yeah. Well, we got here, everyone just screaming, yelling about different groups. I said, I have one. I need two more shark reef.
Yeah.
They pulled up. I'm like, let's go.
On my way here, I came down Hacienda. And parked right over off Hacienda, right underneath the overpass right there that goes to Luxor. So I parked. Don't go fired. For the fucking key.
See, and he waited 15 minutes to get somebody to let him up in the elevator. So it's like the hotel obviously wasn't prepared for this. The cops obviously aren't prepared for this. As you listen to all this chaos, he's asking why they're just standing around, waiting around, doing nothing. When you got reports from other casinos coming in that there's being shots being fired other places. There's people up in this Mandalay Bay clearing floors. They could be up doing that. But they're out here sitting around because they were told to hang out by the beach area of Mandalay Bay. So there's a lot of chaos, man. Nobody was ready for this shit.
Los Angeles Boulevard, and we're gonna drive. We're gonna drive right in front of it. So he turned around. You could hear it on the radio. Just crazy.
I wonder if we should just go to CP and see what they need.
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah. You hear the helicopters. The helicopters full force at this point. And they're not shooting anybody.
Oh, at our office?
Yeah. Is that gate open? They probably opened it, right?
Hopefully they opened the Russell gate. Did they open the Russell gate?
Yeah, Andy needs to know what teams are clear and what floors. We're on the 27th floor. Copy, John. With you. I got Panucci and 5 patrol guys. 654, Harlem, bridges up secure. Calling with you. We have 31 to 50 clear based off the traffic to Simplex. And we have rooms still working above you. Our team's still working above you. Copy that. We cleared 30, and we're told by patrol that 29 and 28 were clear, and we're in the process of clearing 27 now.
Holy fuck.
When we go back there and help them clear if that's good fun.
Yeah.
Right.
I think it's by the time we get up there, it's probably going to be. If we need to force pro people in, we can do that too,
Maple's code red.
Okay, copy. We're going to give a big code.
So they were saying that there was an open concert hall.
Yeah, it's at Route 91.
Yeah.
Ramon was there.
Was there?
Yeah, I think he had tickets to go to it.
Clearing down. Everything that we patrol is cleared below you. By patrol has not been confirmed. I need you all to recheck those on your way down. They're complying.
Yeah, radio chatter is tough to make out. There is some good radio chatter right there. I'll go a couple more minutes, but I think I'm going to cut this off pretty soon here.
We are catching up the dump area just for the west of you. Not seeing anybody yet.
Is that,
Change and walk in.
yeah.
I didn't want to walk in.
39, 236, still 3 in place. That's affirmative.
Nope.
You do have some?
Go, Jack. David's view copy. You, Jake. You said you needed to hit 40.
I don't even see anybody in there. Do you?
Copy that. As soon as we get back together, we'll hit 40.
You walked out?
I will be in a second.
It's really odd that they had to cut the chain to their own command post. That's weird. But you know, whatever.
Hey, Jay, John. Hey, me and Andy have cleared up 7 now. You want us to keep working down? Get anything? As soon as we clear to the dock, we'll hold it and dump it back off like we wanted. And then we'll everybody back. We just ground floor.
I got a charge.
Do you still?
Yep.
We're almost done with 39. I think Cody's team will work up to 4-1 when they're done. Cody, you copy? Yeah, we copy. We're almost.
Now I'm just saying, dude, if you're doing raids and stuff, man, and this is the problems you're having with bolt cutters, that's not acceptable, brother. You gotta be faster than that.
Cody, you go to 4-1.
By this time, whoever's in there is gone, long gone.
See who's done near J first. We'll just continue up to 4-3. Hey, Jim, bring all.
I turned it, so now I should be able to get.
CP 01 row 39 and 265 in the shelter place.
Here, we either need to close it or. Okay, you made the right choice up there.
Yeah, I don't think we had anything else to do, you know?
Yeah, you know everyone's gonna
Yeah.
question and all that.
Where's the lieutenant?
That's funny. He said, you know, everyone's going to be questioning it. That's hilarious. But, yeah, why is there a mobile command unit on motorhome? It's weird.
No more, nothing else jumping off.
Do we need anywhere else? I got
Everything else has been hoaxes so far.
Okay.
So that concert hall, there's no fatality, no casualties. Nobody else. Did you link up with Roth or no?
he had a team with Nucci, and they said they didn't need us.
So our forward staging is going to be Valet and Mandalay.
Okay.
So Chuck's on here, head back over there.
Okay.
And we got medical going so we can recheck everyone.
So you said Mandalay, Valet? Mandalay Bay Valet.
Yeah, if you want to start the bottom, we'll meet you in the middle.
Hey, we'll meet you over there.
Copy that. Just let us know each time you move floors, and we'll do the same.
What the fuck? Okay, hold that. They're coming back out, right? I'll just push this shut. All right.
those breaches.
Thanks, man.
That was awesome.
Didn't really have any other choice, you know?
No.
I think it was the right thing to do, given what we got.
Yeah.
Employee garage.
And if he was alive now, we'd been in for a fucking fight.
Yeah, it would have been ugly.
Yep.
Thank God he was done, huh? Well, and you know what? We felt pretty confident on the construction that that would be firewalls, concrete.
Combination with patrol and K9 operational teams inside Mandalay Bay. I don't want any other teams entering the hotel. Everything's been cleared up to this point. We will forward rally as in the valet. We'll coordinate there for rechecks. We will need them, but we'll need them for rechecks. We don't need them to take action on their own and go in.
Okay, so I know somebody mentioned this last time, but they weren't really paying attention to the left-hand side. You see the tanks. The tanks are, that's the Battlefield Las Vegas right there group. He'll mention it right now too, but by the time he mentions it, you miss it.
And have a conversation between two metro teams.
That's not Battlefield. They brought their shit down.
Oh, wow.
There's operations team
Fucking A.
no other teams are needed to ensure for
We're finishing our last.
coordinate in the valley, do not take action on your own. Control 6565 copy, and I have now.
Okay, what are you saying here? Security first instead of evacuating the entire building or someone burning toast or something. He didn't like that information, apparently. Hoover doesn't like anything that challenges his own narrative. And, you know, I've never been a fan of Hoover. And I'll be honest, I think Hoover's full of shit. And I think he's purposely full of shit. And I always did. You know, there's a long history there with Hoover. And I think just about everybody in this community that started with this community has debunked Hoover at one point or another. Or, you know, at the very least has fought with Hoover over things. And I did a video one time where Hoover, and this is why I think he's full of shit. I'll just go into Hoover a little bit here because I think I'm going to turn this off before we get into any more stuff. But the problem with Hoover, man, is I don't think he believes his own bullshit. And that's the issue I have with him. If he was a true believer in what he was saying, then I can give him a little more credit. But nah, dude, he doesn't believe any of it. Hoover had a video one time where he was trying to say that, and I forget which body cam it was. I can dig it back up, but you know, he was trying to say that there was a cop picking up shells while he was being shot at, supposedly from the helicopters, right? Because Hoover's ideology is that helicopters are shooting at these people, and helicopters are shooting at the venue, right? Well, while the shooting was going on, you have a guy that's picking up bullets, and you know, you can't really tell they're live rounds or what. You know, all you see him picking up little casings. Hoover liked to say, well, Hoover did a video a long time ago saying that this cop was part of it all and he was picking up evidence as it was falling out of the helicopters. So, you know, which didn't make a whole lot of sense at face value anyway, because if you're under fire, if you're in the venue, because it's right outside the venue, if you're in the venue and you're under fire, you're not going to be picking up brass at that point. You know, and you're not going to be in on it because, you know, you're being shot at, right? Because Hoover he just believes they're shot from helicopters, right? So he's not trying to say this is all a hoax or some false flag or some bullshit like that. You know, the problem with that video, though, is, you know, and this is why I think Hoover's full of shit, and I think he knows he's full of shit, is 15 seconds. All you had to do is rewind that video by 15 seconds. And you hear somebody saying something to the nature of, I found something tactical on the ground. He's like, is anyone missing their side? I think that what he said was, is anybody missing their sidearm? Because I just found a PT tactical on the ground or something like that. Then all of a sudden you see a cop starting to roll around and or start to crawl around and start picking up the shells. Well, you know, I mean, it's obvious to infer what happened there, right? The guy, his sidearm came out of his holster and it fell. In the report, I forget which report it was, but there is actually a broken clip that was found in that area up against the cinder block wall. Just a broken clip, right? So obviously, what was this guy doing? He grabbed his sidearm. Now he's looking for the bullets that fell out of this sidearm, because chances are, when the sidearm fell out, it broke the clip. The clip came out, broke somehow, whatever, and he was picking up the bullets off the ground. Hoover tried to say that this was some sort of weird conspiracy, that instead what this guy was doing was this guy was picking up the shells that are falling out of the helicopter, because for some weird ass reason he would do that while he was being shot at. And it made no fucking sense whatsoever. So I did a video and I linked it under his video. And what he did was he took the video down completely. Just took it down, didn't mention it, pretended like it never fucking happened. And there have been numerous instances of that happening with Hoover. You know, he did a hit piece on Burgundy one time, and he came back at him, and Hoover just deleted the fucking video because he didn't want that action. So yeah, Hoover started shit with a lot of people. But his thing is, if he doesn't agree with you, he usually blocks you, bans you. So he's kind of got like his following is kind of cultish. And then if he's completely debunked on something, he will just take the video down, pretend like it never happened. Then he'll ban and block you on YouTube, so you can't comment anymore. So I think the majority of this community at this point is blocked and banned on, from Hoover on various social media. I'm blocked on X by him. I'm blocked on YouTube by him. So I can't really comment on his videos. I don't even watch them anymore. But with that, I think I'm done, because I've done this for this has been it's been an hour and 20 minutes. And I don't want to go 2 hours with this, or even 3 hours if I'm going to go through the whole video, because I'm only about halfway through. And I know there's some more interesting banter that comes up out of this. First part of my comment didn't go through, sorry, but yeah, he was trying to say the building should have went into alarm during shooting for smoke detectors in the room. I just try explaining how different detectors are programmed differently. Yeah, I don't know much about the smoke detectors, man. We've argued about that for a while, but like, I'll tell you this, man. Like, where I work, I've smoked cigarettes because I used to smoke, and I've smoked cigarettes underneath the smoke detector at work, and it never went off. That could be because smoke detectors are bullshit where I work, but I don't fucking know. So yeah, I don't know exactly how much the dust from gunfire would affect the smoke detectors. I just don't know. I have no idea on that. I don't know why smoke detectors didn't go off before they breached. I have no idea. But anyway, I'm gonna cut this loose, and have a good day, everybody. Thanks for watching all that, and probably hit part 2 next couple days sometime. But have a good night.